2, 1. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, the furor and virality that exist in the public sphere, like what proliferate in small circles and in social media through algorithms, is a powerful tool and data point for information. These allow us to be able to understand the sentiment, both positive and negative, for these animals, in order for these animal conservation groups, as well as governments and other international and domestic entities who help these animals, make an informed decision in terms of how to position and prioritize their advocacy. That is to say, when people hard lock and prioritize on viral, cute animals like the capybara or the panda, there is room to be able to prioritize and police these discussions in order to inform them about not harming these animals, because people have every incentive to literally want to be able to own them, especially rich, eccentric billionaires who literally want to have hordes of them in their private museums and private farms. There is also information or opportunity to be able to crack down and inform people that it's not just the cute panda that you see who is black and white, but potentially also other kinds of endangered species. So ironically enough, when you're able to zero in on these discussions, you're able to filter out the noise and create a signal effect for these particular people to be informed of what other things they can do. This is uniquely a debate about strategy and what to prioritize given limited time, money, and human capital. A few features of our model which we think are relative to this debate and important. Number one, what high public appeal, like what I mentioned, isn't just all these cute stuff that the first speaker also agreed with, but we also have to understand high public appeal can be negative. People wanting to be able to extract the hide and fur of other kinds of endangered animals, that of the Malay tiger, the Sumatran rhino, the Bornean orangutan, because high public appeal, especially among bad faith actors or people looking to be able to make a quick buck on the black market, or even use poaching and other illegal means to traffic these animals, is something which we think also exists in the public sphere that we have to be able to understand. It's a double-barreled approach to be able to deal and solve the problems the first speaker had posited, and we think that public appeal is an important tipping point. The second thing I have to say is that this isn't just a debate about, oh bro, we prioritize endangered and then everything the public says is bullshit. No, because the public appeal can also allow us to know where to look, especially in these perverse and harmful enclaves, looking to be able to make a buck from those endangered species. This is me saying that on-side opposition, we can co-opt the benefits of what they're saying, and through this lens of public appeal, we can raise funding, raise information, and also raise support to be able to get more money to cater to those endangered species. Because I do understand endangered species are important, but broadly speaking, the conservationists also have a preventive kind of action that they have to do to make sure all of these capybaras and cute animals, which people do love and care about, don't get extinct because people do stupid things like poaching them or literally trying to be able to acquire them in whatever way because they are cute. What do we mean by prioritizing public information or public stuff that are available? This looks like a data-driven approach towards social listening, and we can do this on social media through the algorithms, and also penetrating local and international cliques and communities of people who are maybe trying to be able to help save them, therefore getting them as an ally towards our cause, and also trying to be able to do some sleeper cell approach to be able to listen on who are the ones they want to be able to target. Because this debate is broadly about how to be able to garner attention and be able to help these animals. Not just the ones we're glazing, who we find cute, but also the ones they're actively trying to hunt. What is the case I'm going to give you, as I also mentioned some substantive material in my curation and framing? 3 pushes from our side. Number 1, Why does prioritizing public appeal help the overall biodiversity of the ecosystem at large for planet Earth? Number two, how is this strategy helpful in terms of informing more people and being able to explain to them what the tipping points are? And number three, how can they raise more money and funding and attention in order to be able to get more support and more resources to be able to help those endangered species they are talking about? The first thing I have to say is that when you're able to lock in on what the public finds important, there is a trickle-down effect towards other advocacies that you have. Because these huge and broad swaths of people are a honeypot we can potentially get donations for when we ask them to be able to help in the effort of these capybaras or of these pandas. Because animal conservation groups don't just have one singular pool of money like, yo, this is all for panda, this is all for capybara. But broadly speaking, the excess amount of money that they can use for these things, because I do understand maybe it's more important to help certain endangered species, they're literally able to raise more awareness and funding and generally have a larger bank account in terms of being able to forward their other efforts, which I do agree are important. Number two, this debate isn't in a vacuum. It's not just animal conservationists versus the world. This is also a debate about strategy in terms of getting government buy-in, getting other international and domestic private or public corporations who also have an interest to help these animals. And the proof is in being able to widen your total addressable market. Being able to leverage on the hype and virality of these animals as a starting point to inform people that, hey, there are other important animals who might not be as cute, but they're quite urgent. And the strategy of using that to be able to arrive at the ends you want is something strategic. Because, let's face it, I agree broadly with the previous speaker. A lot of people might be misinformed about the environment, but if we're not empathetic to understand their strategy or where they're coming from, we can fall short, and I'm very proud to stand on side negative. Thank you.